The fishing license row has been an example of spin by the French government, an industry expert has argued. Under the Brexit deal agreed between the UK and EU, the share of British fishing quotas in its waters increased. French vessels were allowed to continue fishing in the UK's territorial waters in areas where they had already done so from 2017 to the end of 2020. However, tensions between London and Paris reached boiling point in October when the UK and Jersey denied licenses to dozens of French boats. It appeared the UK had handed victory to Macron when EU Fishing Commissioner Virginijus Sinkevicius announced they had secured most of the licenses they wanted, but Barry Dees, CEO of the National Federation of Fishermen's Organisations, told Express.co.uk this was likely an example of French spin. He said, "The French fishing industry believed that because we were so unhappy on the side of the channel, they believed that what they'd secured was the status quo in terms of access and in terms of quota shares." Yes, we were bitterly disappointed, because what we wanted was an exclusive 12-mile limit like any other independent coastal state has, and we didn't manage to secure that. But that's not the same as the status quo, because only vessels with a historic record of fishing in those areas would get the permit. The French have been misled to an extent. It's got a lot to do with French spin in domestic politics and the elections. Those northern constituencies were important to Macron, and so it was important to make it seem like they were fighting us back. He went on to argue that fighting the UK may have been just as much about preventing the British government from using its new regulatory powers as it was about actually helping French fishermen. We were very disappointed with the TCA, but the bigger picture, or part of the bigger picture, is that the UK has got regulatory autonomy over its exclusive zone to manage its fisheries, as we want to. I think that worries the French, so the fact that a dispute about a handful of licenses became a diplomatic incident between France and the UK was the French trying to put obstacles in the way of the UK using those new powers. Part of it is that it's more about the principle of it. Brexiteer and former Brexit Party MEP Ben Habib earlier told Express.co.uk that Mr Johnson had surrendered the UK's fishing rights in the deal. He said, "It is the typical Boris Johnson and UK government approach to all our dealings with the EU, lots of bluster, lots of apparent resistance, a big public spat, but then we capitulate." That's what we did in the run-up to the withdrawal agreement in 2019, the trade and cooperation agreement in 2020, and were busy capitulating on the Northern Ireland Protocol. This was the last bit of defense we had on fishing, but in all respect we had already surrendered that anyway, and we have surrendered these last bits too. All I see is a government unable and incapable of standing up to the EU. The whole thing is an utter disaster. I don't know what is wrong with our Prime Minister.